Hi, how are you all? Today we are starting with physics. The chapter is electricity. The most important thing you keep in mind, all the students of CBSE, that if you are pursuing your career further in science, then this groundwork and ground level study of this chapter is very very important, because in 12th standard or 11th standard of CBSE and 12th standard of CBSE you will be having the one chapter which carry minimum, say you can say 4 mark in your JE, as well as some 8 marks in your we can say NEET, and another 8 marks in your MHT CET. So likewise, options are there, and this is a basic work that we are going to do for the electricity. Now I gave you on Google Slides and the questions. 3 questions I asked you. The first question was, the water is flowing from higher level to lower level. Why? The second question was, heat is flowing from higher temperature to lower temperature. Why? And third question was, whether we are able to reverse the process or not. Right? So these questions I asked you in that Google slide which I gave you the prior groundwork for our lecture. Now the first is, the water is flowing, and I asked you to find out your everyday life experiences with the same two questions or 3 questions. So the first question where I asked you, the water is flowing from higher level to lower level. Everybody staying in the building, or everybody, we can say that, staying in a house, they are having the overhead water at tank. Now whenever the water is flowing from uh, level tap, so when the water is flowing from higher at tank to the lower, say ground floor, the water is flowing and we are getting through the tap. Can we reverse the process? Definitely no. Another question I asked you today was that higher temperature to low temperature, why the heat flows? The example I can give you about the hot milk or hot tea or hot cup of, or we can say coffee. When we put the spoon inside that, then the heat is flowing from higher temperature to lower temperature, and the spoon also becomes hot. Can we reverse the process that way? Not possible, right? So here the concept was to make an idea for that. Your current electricity is that, the basic idea is about the electric current. Now how this current is passed through that conductor. First of all, what is the meaning of conductor? The conductor contains a large number of free electrons. For example, in 1 cubic centimeter there are the 10 raised to 23 number of electrons present, which are free. We know that a metal conducts electricity, but a non-conductor does not conduct electricity. Example is a glass. We can say about the wood, about anything which is non-conducting. So in that cases, no electrons free are present, right? So that is a basic difference between conducting and non-conducting, what we can say, material. The conducting material, we are saying about the electrons. Now electrons are responsible for the flow of electric current. Conventionally we say that the current is flowing from positive to negative terminal. But again, if you take into consideration about the idea about the conductor, now here we are saying about this conductor is like this. Now it contains large number of free electrons, they are moving randomly. So when conductor is at rest, or when conductor is not connected across any battery or any source which is giving the potential difference that we are going to study in the next article. Now when we are not connecting anything of that, all these electrons are moving in all possible direction, and they, what we can say, cancel out their flow of charges, and that causes the total current is zero. But now when we are connecting an battery which is nothing but positive and negative terminal, now in this case, the electrons which are negatively charged, they are moving from negative terminal to positive terminal, right? So that means, though we are saying conventionally the electron is flowing from which terminal, positive terminal to negative terminal, but that causes by the charge called as an electron. Now this electron or a charge is denoted by E. Now there are the two types of the charges. One is minus E and one is plus E. Like it is called as an electron and another is called as positron. But today we are going to give more focus on this, what we call it as an electron. Before going ahead, this electrical charge is measured by an SI unit called as a coulomb, and it is denoted by a letter capital C. So if you see that the charge of electron magnitude will be 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Now this is a charge of 1 electron. Now this charge of 1 electron is given. That means we can find out the number of electrons present in 1 coulomb. How it is? Now there you can use a unitary method. Now what is unitary method? we studied in our mathematics. If one chocolate costs you 5 rupees, then in 100 rupees, how many chocolates I am getting? The same way, I could say that for one electron charge is 10 raised to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Then for 1 coulomb, how many charges, how many electrons are there? We have to simply take the reciprocal of this and find out the value of it. So this is about what we are saying about the charge. Now next is that when these charges are moving from negative terminal to positive terminal, they are moving in a particular direction, that is exactly opposite to direction of electric current, right? Now therefore we can say that electric current, that is the rate of flow of what we can say these charges per unit time. So we can make a definition, I is equal to Q upon T. Now this is a formula related to I is a current, electric current, Q is the electric charge, and time is required to flow for that particular case. So that is the way we can say that I is equal to Q upon T is another what we can say unit or another formula we are going to utilize for solving our numericals or problems. Now here I is the current. Now current is discovered by ampere and it is measured in terms of ampere, that is capital A. Okay, so this is the unit. Like first unit we heard is about electric charge, that is a coulomb. Now we are saying about the I is measured in terms of ampere, that is also another unit we can write down about is coulomb per second, right? Now there are the certain units which are using for ampere as a lower unit as well as higher unit, but we are more interested in about the lower unit. Lower unit is what? 1 milliampere is equal to 10 raised to minus 3 ampere. Now milli means what? It is 1,000 part of ampere, right? Another is 1 microampere. It is mu means what? It is micro, and it is 10 raised to minus 6 ampere. So this is about what we understood today is about the electric current, how it is measured, what is the meaning of electric charge, what is the magnitude of charge of one electron, it is measured in what unit, then for definition for the current, formula for the current, then there are the lower units that we utilize for the small amount of current. So that is 1 mA, 1 milliampere, M means milliampere. It is written as 10 raised to minus 3 ampere. 1 microampere, that is 10 raised to minus 6 ampere. So this is about today we studied what is the meaning of this current, and it is the first part of this chapter, that is electricity, right? Today I am going to give you one questionnaire based on this particular lecture so that you can revise, you can see the first lecture, before that you read the chapter up to the electric current, right? And then you can answer the question based on what I taught you today, right? Today you will be getting the link for that. You just open up by entering in your email and you try to solve the question based on that, right?